So, see that the people are joining. Just going to give it a couple of seconds to have you all join our online seminar today. So hello and a warm welcome everyone for joining us today for our World Association of Public Employment Services webinar, together with our very appreciated member of Azerbaijan, the state employment agency under the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population of the Republic of Azerbaijan. So my name is Nicole Klobes, as you can see, and I'm a consultant seconded from the German Public Employment Service to the WAPES Secretariat. And WAPES is it's a global network. We're connecting more than 70 public employment services to exchange knowledge, develop capacity, and promote fair and inclusive labor markets worldwide. I'm very honored to be the moderator for today. But before we start, I would like to give you also some technical advice. We have this online webinar today dedicated for you to learn, and it will be conducted solely in English, but we have simultaneous interpretation for you. So if you check on the little globe below, and then you can also check for French or Spanish, whichever is the most convenient language for you. So please click on the little icon and choose your preferred language. So also the webinar today will be recorded, and it will be shortly be available on our WAPES website and on our WAPES TV YouTube channel also as well. So furthermore, you can find all the presentations today also already translated under the resources button, but I will also post them into the chat during the presentation. You can also see that the microphones are muted, but you're also very welcome to post any chat questions you might have to our presenter of today in the chat box, and we will address them during the Q&A session at the end, or if we're not able to do so, we will answer them later in written form. It's now my pleasure to hand over to Mr. Hazil Abbasov, who is the Deputy Chairman of the Management Board of the State Employment Agency under the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Hazil, we are very eager to learn about Azerbaijan and your labor market presentation. So give the floor over to you, and we will stop our presentation here, Nino.
Thank you very much. So, greetings from Azerbaijan. It's a great honor and privilege for me to welcome you on this platform on behalf of State Employment Agency operating under the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population, Republic of Azerbaijan. Dear colleagues, their attendees, it is a great pleasure, a great honor again. And thanks for joining us today. We will be having a short but I think meaningful journey to Azerbaijan about, you will have a general information about Azerbaijan and our state employment agency's policy and practices and operations. While Azerbaijan State Employment Agency is active member of WAPES network since 2007, and it's a great honor. And we feel proud to announce that we have been elected as the board member on the period of 2025-2028. So before starting our presentation, I would love to ask my colleague to share a brief video about Azerbaijan. Then we will go on with our presentation. And Lara, please.
Azerbaijan. This is the road we choose. It's the road we follow. This is the road to the future. We look forward and discover new horizons. Aim for the top and see new heights. We construct. We build. We create infrastructure. We put to sea and set sail for new shores. We push ahead. Speed up and take off. We celebrate the sunrise. Bask in the sun. We make the world around us a better place to live by introducing new technology and implementing greener energy. We dream big and see our dreams come true. We explore our natural resources with care. We fashion new opportunities to make our lives more exciting. Our past is forever in our hearts. Every house has a story to tell, and every stone a legend to share. We find joy in every new dawn. We find inspiration in the hues and shapes of nature. We rediscover the world around us and happily welcome everyone to Azerbaijan. We remember our poets and wise men's names by heart. We hold their legacies dear. Our journey is only just beginning. There's so much to experience and see. Explore Azerbaijan, a road into the future.
Well, thank you, Elnara. This is a short presentation about Azerbaijan, but at the same time, it should be a benchmark for you where to visit to explore with your bare eyes and experience Azerbaijan. So now, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it triggered something in you to come and visit, be our guest in our country. So now I would love to start my presentation, give the information about what we are about. Let me see. Yes. So Azerbaijan is a multilateral, multicultural, tolerant country, which is located right in the intersection of West and East. It carries Western culture and Oriental culture. At the same time, these are the general information. The overall population of Azerbaijan is a little bit more than 10 million people, and about 5.3 million of them are economically active. And the currency is Azerbaijani manat. It is not very cheap than US dollar, so the currency is about 1.7. So we have 5 neighboring countries, and the east coast of Azerbaijan is fully covered with Caspian Sea. About the historical heritage of Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan has gained its first independence back in 1918, but unfortunately, that first state could last only 23 months. And after, in 1920, between 1920 and 1991, we had to be part of the Soviet Union. And in 1991, we gained our independence once again. And here I would love to mention a very important point that within 100 years, Azerbaijani political system and even alphabet has been changed 4 times. And just because of our natural national identity and the values that shared amongst all our people, we could save our values, our identity, and our willingness to be developed and to be part of democratic unity. So, but the history goes much more beyond than these figures that I have mentioned just after 20th century. Here you can see some historical parts that has more than a couple of 100 years, 1,000 years. And these are other information about Azerbaijani culture, history, cuisine. So the first, as you know, Azerbaijan is an oil-rich country, used to be. And first oil rig was drilled in Azerbaijan back in 19th century. Here you can see the first drilled oil well. Plus, Azerbaijan has become the first country who started to produce oil, extract oil from the sea basin in the world. So we've got a very rich and balanced cuisine that people who have some blood tension or something, pressure, they will be not struggling about the food and its consequences. So Azerbaijani cuisine maybe is not the richest one in the world, but I can assure you is the most balanced one in the world. About the major events that Azerbaijan hosted in the last couple of years, Eurovision Song Contest was held in 2012, the first European Games, first Islamic Solidarity Games, COP29, and since 2026, we've been having a circuit on Formula One. Well, according to this all, I hope you have the big picture about Azerbaijan and Azerbaijani culture and history. Azerbaijan is a secular country, and plus you can feel very free and independent and enjoy every moment of your stay or visit in Azerbaijan. About our agency, as I mentioned earlier, operates under the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population along with other institutions. Because Azerbaijan is a social welfare state and social policy is one of the most strategic approach of all the governments in Azerbaijan. So about the establishment of our agency, it started first in 1991 and had to bear some transformations, and now it has become the agency since 2020. About the organizational structure of State Employment Agency, well, in our headquarters, we've got 15 departments, plus we have 3 centralized branches, which one of them is monitoring and evaluation, accounting and appointment, and the central career branch. Plus, we have 13 regional employment branches, and almost in all our towns, which is more than 60, we have divisions who are serving and providing our services. Moreover, we have 4 vocational training centers. Only one is located in Baku, and 3 is located in the countryside in the other towns, which we are actively using on vocational preparation and career guidance. About the figures, the results of our operations and services. In 2024, over 1,060 people amongst job seekers and unemployed were employed. More than 17,000 families have been provided with self-employment assets. 17,000 people have been attracted to paid social work. Over 15,000 people have been engaged in vocational training, which we provide in 175 priority professions and vocations. Plus, we provided career guidance for over 200,000 people. And the other figures you can see here. And plus, we have 5 major and 27 overall functional directions. The State Employment Agency provides its services under labor market analysis. Then, as you see here, the sub topics that they are dealing with, we have control in the field of employment, work with social partners, preparing for the labor market of the future, and work with unemployed and job seekers. Here, I would love to add one more issue, that social partners are essential in employment in the entire country, because you cannot open job vacancies and placements by the government, by yourself, and the social partners, business companies, and organizations play a key role in this. And therefore, we have many programs supporting and initiating their support to the unemployed and job seekers. We provide them, we try to cover them with all our instruments and tools, whatever we have in the lowest level and the highest level. For example, if a social partner wants to hire the highest level position, we provide them free assessment center services, which is really expensive. And therefore, in order to support them to initiate their operations and financial success, we do provide some other services as well. So we close the work with social partners. Plus, we are very eager to prepare Azerbaijanis to the future labor market. And the most important and the famous and vast tool that is provided by us is career counseling services. And we have delivering the service in various ways. For example, career counseling should start in the high school years. So therefore, we are like just recently we have finished a big festival which we called the Vocational Festival. We took 14 priority vocations based on the World Economic Forum, the Future of Jobs report, and Azerbaijan labor market forecast reports and documentation. We selected 14 priority professions, took their successful professionals, and went to the countryside, went to the towns, and we spent almost a month in 10 regions, and we reached about 100,000, a little bit over 100,000 students and their parents and their teachers about what professions should be considered as a matter of future lifestyle, future profession, and they could understand that they could choose it. And the milestone for us would be if a guy who has got acquainted with that profession and will become a famous one or the most successful one in the future, that is, we will accept it as our mission is completed. So this is also a very important point that we are providing to our job seekers, students, high school students, university students. And recently we have launched a new project which we call a Labor Market Readiness Index. We close the work with the universities. We assess the university students on the basis of 7 main criteria in order to assess their availability, sustainability in the labor market when they enter. And we started with second grade students so that they, as soon as we assess them and give them the reports, that this is how, this is your challenge, this is how you will be ready for the labor market, so that they have 2 more years to close the gaps that they have in order to become competitive in entering the labor market, not as a tension, but as a good player. So we, 40 universities have already agreed to work with us, and we are expanding this process of getting Azerbaijani youth to the labor market in sustainable and in competitive way. And only out of the 7 criteria, only 1 is considered to be academic results. So about the work with the unemployed and job seekers, here you can see what we are doing here, how we are doing here. So you can get the information in detail. If you have anything that interests you, you can write down on a chat box as questions. I would be more than happy to answer them. If the time does not allow us, we will definitely come back to you with the written proper answers. So about the agency's strategic objectives for 2021-2027 is we want to improve existing mechanisms for employment measures. We want to enhance vocational training activities. We want to develop strategic analysis and forecasting system, which we have already testing on a pivotal label. And all of this, as you can see, are serving for the one and only goal to get a better situation, a better service for the job seekers, unemployed people, and plus all these 5.3 million economically active people, and including high school students and university students. So about the active labor market policies, so we segregate active labor market policies into 2 directions, which is vocational training, training and professional development. Plus, main our target group is the youth, who are most vulnerable when they enter the labor market, unemployed people up to 64 years, because like in Azerbaijan, we had a case like some people have become unemployed because the assessment, the accreditation, they couldn't pass. They failed. I'm talking about the high school teachers. And imagine, I don't know whether you have this situation in your country or not. 55 years old teacher who worked at a high school for more than 25 years, and she or he didn't do anything else. They don't have any other qualifications, and then they become unemployed. Then apply to the state employment agency that find a job for me or help me to get new qualifications, and then we work a new program with them to develop. Plus, we are working with people with disabilities. We had the case of internal displaced people, but in 2020, we liberated all our lands after occupation, and therefore now we don't use this internal displaced person term. We now name them formally internal displaced persons. Plus, we are very sensitive and very accurate on terms of family members of martyrs and disabled people because of the war veterans. We are delivering and developing specific programs for them about their vocational training and etc. The other one is wage subsidy. This is probably, as you see here. So we are working with the employers, with the social partners about and we are using this tool to have better results on terms of employment. And the other project that we are providing with our social partners is the quota jobs. According to Azerbaijani legislation, every employer should have in their team on board displaced people or people with special vulnerable group, and 50% of them should be disabled, and the other 50 should be from the other types of sensitive and vulnerable people. And here you can see who we consider the people with special needs and the social protection, and we work with them. And plus, you will see if a company fulfills the duty and responsibility about the quota jobs, and if they want to oversee it and employ new members of people with special consideration, then we have a special program with them, so co-financing on their salaries. And plus, we launched a new program, which probably I will give information on the next stage, next slides. And here you can see the organization of self-employment. Well, self-employment is one of the tools of our active labor market measures. And here you can see the results, the figures on the numbers of families that we reached. We have 32 in overall assets, and only 4 of them are considered agricultural. And in agricultural, we consider beekeeping, cattle breeding, goat and sheep. So we provide some numbers of them to the families where they can start their micro businesses. And 28 of our assets are considered to be in production and services. And up to now, we reached about 100,000 families in terms of self-employment programs. And here you can see all our assets on service and production. I do believe, Nicole, that this presentation will be shared with all our attendees, or is there anything else?
Because no, the presentation is already shared, and it's also on the resources button.
So that means everyone has this information, so I don't see any need or any must to go one by one in detail. If anyone will have any specific question on something, they can feel free to ask. All right, so about the job fairs. We actively taking part in organizing job fairs involving employers and unemployed people, where they can meet each other, assess the qualifications of the candidates, and plus the candidates should assess the possibilities of the placements and the conditions of the jobs which are offered. So here you can see the figures. I don't want to go beyond that and leave more. They give you more information, which is already stated here. So unemployment insurance is a fund that we are providing to Azerbaijanis who left the job on a specific legally stated manners or ways. So they are entitled to get the unemployment insurance payments. So here you can see the figures, and we are stated here what are the conditions if you are eligible to be funded on unemployment insurance. So you receive the payments and then etc. About the career counseling, so I would want to start here for a little bit longer, because our central career branch has been established not long ago, but here we are working very closely and actively on career counseling in many directions. We have many tools helping them. Now, I would love to give you two examples about those digital tools that we are applying. One is the work value tool. While you process this, is kind of psycho-diagnostic test where you pass this test, and then we can at least direct you in your vocational orientation. Plus, we have Allo Career online service. If a person is not experienced in preparing CVs or resumes or cover letters, they can easily apply online, and we have individual consultation with that person to get them prepared for applying the jobs. Or if a person is a little bit far from that one and knows how to prepare a CV, write a resume, the cover letter, but does not know how they have to behave in the job interviews, then they can also apply so that we can counsel them, we can coach them how they have to get ready, get prepared for the job, for the interview. Plus, we help them where to search for vacancies, to find out, to assess their own qualifications and capabilities, and how they have to show they match the requirements of any job placement. And plus, we have Central Career Portal, which we are about to launch. It is operating in a beta version, so we call it approbation period, and it will be a great matching mechanism with the job seekers and employers. So we will use AI to have an automatic matching with the vacancies and the candidates. And along with that, we are providing many projects. We are publishing a labor market bulletin with all the new updates in the global labor market, forecasts in the future labor market, and then we provide them in many cases. Plus, we are having the student development platform. We invite the successful people worldwide or from Azerbaijan, and we meet with the students with answering all their questions about their success stories, what they should avoid, what path should they follow in order to become as successful as our guests. We do the same for the high school students. We do the same for the parents of the students, that if a parent lives far away in a remote area and they do not have a big idea about the future jobs or future labor market realities, then we go and we attract those parents, informing them about the actual labor market the requirements and the realities so that they can guide their children, because the parent is the first and most crucial mentor of any high school student. So about the career counseling, we are working on many new projects as well. We are trying to build up a new system where by passing a test, you can easily find out your future profession and direction, which will lead you in a short term to highest level of success. Because if a person is not happy with what they do, or they are not in the same spot as they are, so that will end up with having fluctuations and hesitations in their career future, because at the end of the day, if it affects the entire country. So I already informed you about these 4 target groups, what we are doing with them, how we are working and operating with them. So now I would love to go to the projects that are provided by state employment agency. The one tool which is called labor market and employment subsystem. It is actively used, and it's even compulsory in the entire country, whether they will put all the data about the job placements, about everything they are, which are related to the labor relations. So this is kind of a digital HR accounting system where every detail, every figure should be shown. And now in Azerbaijan, thanks to the AMAS system, all the labor contracts are signed online, so we don't need any paperwork. We don't sign contracts of employment, or even the termination notices and everything are directly done by this online system. The second project is the ranking of university alumni, which is also a tool where the universities kind of compete in order having their alumni to get employed in a short period. It's with this way as possible, plus their the specialties that they are, the faculties, the directions, the professions that they are providing at university, which is considered and accepted as demanded in the labor market. So this system is also very important and actively used by over 34 or 32 universities in Azerbaijan. So here you see labor relations and employment subsystem and all the features of this subsystem where we can get the benefit of these advantages. So, and then I already mentioned about this platform, employment ranking of graduates platform. Now it is getting more attention, and even it's getting a new brand status that every employer now is considering to refer on the results of this platform. And the digital services and projects under development. One I have already informed you about some of them, which is Central Career Portal, Work Values Tool, and so on and so forth. So we are working on them. Oops. So all of these tools and digital tools and platforms serve to meet the future labor market challenge and demands, because we are living in fourth industrial revolution, and we all want to be on the spot, on the right place, on the right time, because the technology and its development is affecting in a vast way. So this is not my office, so this kind of cases can happen. So please accept my apologies for that. So now I would love to inform you all about some other projects, our programs that we are delivering at the moment. But this specifically, the projects who are considered with the people with special needs, so specially considered people. So here, like you can see, the voices of business, even the sounds of business. We have recently provided the project where the deaf people, the blind people, we trained them and we delivered with musical instruments where they they can practice, train, and make their own money along with this. And we have many other projects as we are closely collaborating with all our institutions. One of them is Social Services Agency and the NGOs where they provide this like ideas and proposals about the projects. And as state employment agency, we are funding, we are supporting, we are training, we're delivering the actives which are considered in the framework of self-employment program. So these are other self-employment projects which are considered to be part of the businesses where we support for startups, we support for tourism, we support for all the other stuff which are related on self-employment in a pilot versions where they can build up their own small businesses and become self-employed people. So we have best practices based on European Social Network publishing. One of them is Kashalata Cafe. Whenever you visit to Azerbaijan, you are strictly invited to visit that cafe. All these guys you see in the picture are autism or Down syndrome guys. All these services on that cafe is prepared, the food is prepared, served by them. Even one of them is a very, very talented musician. He doesn't have any feelings according to the data and the symptoms of the syndrome, but he plays so good. The guy with the mustache on the picture, he's very talented. And this cafe is really, really, really charming and kind of takes you back to your manhood and the passion about humanity. So this project is one of our best practices. The second one I have already informed you about the Festival of Professions, where you can see like tens of thousands of students becoming happy and by discovering new professions and their procedures, how this profession, how this vocation, how this site is being done, is being fulfilled. So then we have mobile coffee houses, which is a mobile normal coffee shops. We started this project in a short and in a very restricted way, but now almost all the towns in Azerbaijan are demanding that we also want to have this in our town because as the coffee culture in Azerbaijan doesn't have thousands of years of roots, not the same as the tea, because but now every day more and more people starting to love coffee, like not only in Baku downtown, but in the countryside. Here you can see. So we delivered 10 coffee houses, mobile coffee houses, to the unemployed people. We trained them to become good baristas, and then we bartenders, and then we delivered them these actives. And now we are working on more because as people are requesting more and more of it, and it creates a very good platform about this profession and about the coffee taste throughout the country. So ongoing challenges. Here I would love to raise three main important issues. which is the facilitating the repatriation of the population and ensuring their employment. Like as you see, around 20% of overall Azerbaijani lands have been occupied under occupation more than 30 years, and they demolished the entire lands and infrastructure down to the ground. So nothing left. And we are now rebuilding, reconstructing that issue, and people originally coming from that part of Azerbaijan, which is called Karabakh and the Eastern Zangezur, they are really interested and really demanding to go back to live in their lands. But just the repatriating people is not enough. You need to help them to get employed, to make money, to make for a living. Now we are working strictly on that project, on that part, but this is still remaining a challenge because to repair infrastructure, to open up the companies, the construction sites, the production areas, service businesses, it takes time. Now we are working on how we can have remote jobs, how we can have freelance platforms to work. So this remains one of our challenges for the future. The second, which is I think, which is this like common for all of us, which is digital transformation and labor market fluctuations, supporting the people who are employed and probably will lose their jobs because around 6 to 9% millions of job places will be denied in next 5 years. So about the digitally transforming them, getting them adapted to that issue, it remains other challenge by State Employment Agency. And the third one, that we consider a real challenge, which we call interdisciplinary professions. As you know, that as the digital transformation and the development of technologies and the coming and enforcing of AI in almost all the fields of pages of our lives creates a reality how people should have interdisciplinary professions, at least 2 or 3 more skills. Like I can give you an example. I don't know whether we have any guys from Singapore participating here. They are providing data analytics courses with people after 65 years, the elderly people, how they are, this is how they can be in the labor market and they provide assets and actives for the benefits of their nation and of their labor market. So this is another challenge that we are working on it. But I don't know whether we have anything more. And here you will see the awards that were appreciated by international organizations, how we work, how we operate. Some of them are good practice awards and etc. So we are very keen on working with our international partners. Even we are doing our best to take very active part in the WAPES community because we do believe that all the public employment services, all the public employment measures and the activities are concentrated to only one and only case, to make the people's life and welfare a better condition, a better place. And we are trying to become philanthropic people and helping the people to become more happy and happier in their lives. And that affects the overall situation in the societies. So this is how the international organizations have been appreciated and appreciated our activities. Plus, I would love to add one more thing, that Azerbaijan and State Employment Agency, we are trying to organize all our operations, all our work, meeting international standards, and quality is a very important part of our operations. Therefore, we already hold some of ISO certificates and standards, and we constructing the entire work and cooperations within the framework of those standards. So I hope I wasn't that boring. So I hope I could at least contribute to something to your operations and to your employment services and workplace. I hope I could at least show some solidarities about the challenge that we face so that you could also understand that. So I will stop here and thank you very much for your attention and for your tolerance.
Thank you very much, Hazil. This was a very holistic presentation, and really also really appreciated that you showed us so really some cultural insights of Azerbaijan, and it was really, really very interesting. I would love to go. Like, I think also our people in the chat, they have really appreciated and said, wow, this is very impressive. So thank you very much. We have also a bit of time to answer some of the questions. People are very interesting in what you're doing in Azerbaijan. And as I already said, you have a very holistic approach, and you said also there's a lot of counseling services also with young people, and really including also the parents. And when it comes to after what comes next, so we are like really to going into the universities and preparing the students for the labor market. Can you talk a little bit about the results that you can see of the impact of collaboration with universities?
Well, we have started this project recently, and we will see the results minimum after 2 years. But what I can tell you is, as soon as we present this project to the universities, they immediately agree to cooperate with us. When we start to deliver this assessment to the students, they are so happy after the assessment is finished, because they say, I could never imagine that we are talking about Azerbaijan realities. I'm not meaning that all the Western European partners are the same. Like some of other students said, I had no idea that I have to have a LinkedIn account. Okay, I didn't know that in year one I should learn at least one more foreign language, because we used the Donald Super's theory on the people's role in their lives. So therefore, I'm very confident that within these 2 or 3 years, we will see the real outcomes and results in the future labor market. And thank you for the question.
Thank you. Yes, and then really when it comes to connecting digitally, you also touched a lot on this and talked about the digitalization of your public employment service. Is there anything where your range of service comprises the like digital remote services or tools that you could name?
We are trying to apply these digital and remote services specifically on the newly liberated parts of Azerbaijan. We now started a new project which we call Gayet İş, and this complies with some regulatory roles. Like in Azerbaijan, according to the labor code, like that having a remote job is not that supported, and we are working on developing that issue. But like about the freelance platforms, we are now trying to, if I could understand the question properly, we are trying to collaborate with them about getting Azerbaijanis their businesses and employment throughout the bulk of freelance job openings and these projects and proposals.
Thank you so much. I'll go a little bit towards the people that are unskilled or like that require some skilling in the labor market. Are there any specific trainings offered by your public employment services? Any specific measures that you implement?
Of course, about the reskilling and upskilling people with who are unemployed or job seeker. So we have around 175 priority professions, and every unemployed person can apply and can get benefit from these training courses. Our vocational preparation lasts up to 6 months, and within this study time, we pay them extra payment so that they could like cover their expenses and etc. And plus, we are cooperating with more than 100 vendors, private vendors, companies who are providing training services, vocational training. So we are in interest about upskilling and reskilling job seekers and unemployed in order to be more sustainable in the labor market.
Thank you very much. I think this really covers the question quite well. And I'm also interested in, you talked about this very interesting part on quota jobs and additional jobs beyond the quota, where you really dedicate some quota towards people with multiple challenges. So it would just be very interested, how do employers respond to these initiatives? Do you have some examples or some quotes that you could give to us?
Definitely. Even I will give you one more example. Like if an employer meets the quota job requirement, and if they are planning to hire more people beyond the quota jobs, we are supporting them, funding at least half of the salary of the newly hired people. And that economically helps and benefits those employers. Plus, we have intended program, and we have recently launched that program as well. Like in last 1 year, if a company did not reduce any job and wants to have a future development, we are happy to pay for the newly employed people for at least 2 years of salary. In some cases, half of the salary, in some cases, full salary, so that to initiate those companies' development and enhancement. And so therefore, these employers are closely cooperating with state employment agency. It's a win-win situation.
Thank you so much also for the very transparent example that you provided. There is also a question where we go a little bit now with your self-employment program that you talked about. Also, I think also you named some examples on how to skill people in self-employment programs, also to work a little bit within agricultural programs. And I have another question here regarding the self-employment program. The program has seen impressive growth from 1,172 participants in 2017 to over 17,000 in 2024. Could you please elaborate a little bit more, Hazil, on how the program measures success beyond the number of participants? We will not go too much into detail, but that would be great if you could give us a little bit.
Well, about the self-employment program, I will tell you about the necessity and why these agricultural programs are important. For example, a person who lives far remote village and he is unemployed and he want to like make for a living, and the distance between his village and the town center where there are many available vacancies is very far. So therefore, it will not be economically beneficial for them to come and to work in that place. So therefore, we offered them this self-employment agricultural assets about like cows, sheep, goats, and bees, so that they can build up their own businesses. And how we measure the rate of success, number of the animals. Number of the animals, if they increase them, if they can make good money of them, so this is a success. And therefore, World Bank, I think you have seen on our award list, World Bank considered that issue as a best practice and good practice, and therefore we are measuring that way. And plus, now we are in the process of negotiations with some private organizations that let them, if you can give us the list of the successful self-employment program beneficiaries, we can fund them and we can help them to improve their businesses, to have more new vacancies and hire people.
Thank you very much, Hazil. I think you really talk about partnering also with private institutions. When it comes to partnerships, I would like to know what are the regional or international? Do you have any plans how to strengthen partnerships through through these webinars or collaboration within the WAPES network? Please.
Well, this platform and this network is really important for a state employment agency because I have a belief that the wisdom has one and only path. If we can share good practices, good experiences with one another, that will help us to facilitate the successful and more beneficial services to our people. If our practice will help some of our members, some of the community members applying in their country and helping people, that will make us more happier, and even that will create another drive for us to have a further development. And the same with our partners. If we learn something from them, if we apply them in Azerbaijan, we save time, save energy, and become very grateful to our partners and our community members that you helped us and we improved. We are open to be presented in all the international platforms, especially in WAPES platform, and we are open to share all the tools and all the information, the data, which are not considered as secret, with our counterparts, and to help them to benefit from our mutual collaboration.
Thank you very much, Hazil. This has been very well said. Yes, and this is also really a call to action. If you would like to get in contact with Hazil and would like to know more, please let us know. Also go through the WAPES secretariat, please, and we will be very, very happy. And thank you also very much for just telling everyone that this is also the opportunity to learn from each other. So because this is what really the network is about, and we really appreciate your presentation of today, because this is something where the members are very interested, our collaboration partners, and where we get the lesson to learn from each other. So thank you so much. Very well said. Thank you also really for the very rich and engaging discussion today. I'm hoping that you all have learned also something today, and I'm very sure, because even the cultural exchange was very nice, and really to learn the different programs that you're establishing at the moment. It's something where we can look up to and learn from each other, really, like you already mentioned. And I would also really like to thank today our interpreters working really hard in the background. I know that you're doing this with some great passion and translating everything into French and Spanish. I hope you had all the good opportunity to listen in your dedicated language. So thank you so much for that. Hazil, I would like to give the last word to you to thank the listeners, because it's really about you and the presentation today that you made.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole. Well, this is how we really appreciate all the good deeds and good intentions and good initiatives of WAPES to kind of come together, have a platform to share our interests and values. So this is highly appreciated in our country, in our institution, and all the members, we all share the same. As I mentioned earlier, we are the merciful part of our governments. We are here to help people. And it is really highly appreciated that WAPES community, WAPES management, WAPES institutional board is really interested and very careful and very straightforward in kind of facilitating us members and the community parts to be very active in this for serving this common goal. So thank you very much, Nicole. Thank you very much, our WAPES team. Thank you very much for our interpreters. I hope I wasn't that challenging for you to translate easily. So good luck, best of luck to every one of you, and I hope you had a pleasant time. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for your very warm words to the community. So we hope you have enjoyed this. Before we leave, we would like just to invite you to also in the end, if you tick off to complete our survey, satisfaction survey. It's always very important for us to know about your opinion about our webinars. Would just like shortly only to take the opportunity to advertise our next webinars for November and December. I have put them in the chat. And so please don't stop, or just please follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or on our WAPES YouTube channel. And yeah, this concludes really today's webinar. Thank you so much, Hasil, for taking your time, and we really appreciate it for learning from you from today. And yeah, we'll hope we'll see you very soon in our upcoming activities and webinars, and wishing you all a great remaining day. Thank you.